It's no mystery that Japan tourism is alive and well. In fact, it's been one of the hottest destinations since it reopened to tourism following the pandemic. To combat over-tourism, the country has implemented new laws, fees, and taxes aimed at slowing the growth of its popularity and building for the future. In today's video, I'm going to tell you how your first or next trip to Japan will be affected. Let's dive right in. Japan's international tourism jumped 47% from 2023 to 2024 to an all-time high of 36.9 million international visitors, surpassing the previous record of 31.9 million reached in 2019. Japan's tourism board expects 2025 to shatter that record with over 40 million and future expectations of over 60 million by 2030. Now, these numbers are just international tourists. We're not even talking about Japan's domestic tourism. While these numbers continue to trend upward, Japan is facing many challenges with infrastructure, transportation, and affordability. The Japanese yen reached a 37-year low in 2024, making it very affordable for tourists, but it came tougher on local residents. Japan's population is aging rapidly due to a low birth rate and high life expectancy. Japan is also facing a labor shortage as younger Japanese children move away from home for economic and social stability, leaving rural Japan with an aging workforce. The Japanese government and tourism board have approved and implemented several new laws, added additional fees, and evened the playing field when it comes to duty-free shopping. We'll break it all down now, and let's get started with the changes coming to tax-free shopping. Japan's national consumption tax is currently 10%, and this applies broadly to goods and most services including retail, restaurants, hotels, and transportation. Currently, when you buy something in Japan, the price you see includes consumption tax. For many years, foreign visitors could benefit from tax-free shopping when purchasing in designated stores. You could present your passport and receive an exemption of the 10% tax at the point of sale. To receive the exemption, just like any other countries that offer tax-free and duty-free shopping, you must be a non-resident and be staying less than 6 months, and the purchased goods must be exported, not for resale or kept in the country. The entire tax-free shopping scheme is going to be reformed beginning November 1st, 2026. Under the new system, you'll pay the consumption tax at the time of purchase and then claim a refund later, rather than being exempt at the checkout. This process does eliminate the minimum purchase threshold though, meaning any purchase can be subject to the refund, not just higher-end or luxury purchases. So in the future, even in tourist-designated shops, you'll initially see and pay the full price, including tax. Then you go through a refund procedure, likely at a tax refund counter or via electronic means, before departure from the country. The complex, multi-step process often discourages tourists, especially for smaller purchases, from requesting a refund. However, the number of claims has increased with the rise of the digital refund service. What does this mean? Well, for tourists, it means paying more upfront and applying for a refund, which in most cases is not worth the hassle, unless you've made a large purchase. For the country, it means collecting more revenue from those who fail or do not want the hassle of applying for a refund, instead of automatically receiving it at the point of sale. Now let's move on to the most recent announcement regarding the hotel tax, especially in Kyoto. On October 3rd, 2025, the Ministry of Internal Affairs and Communications granted final approval for a higher accommodation tax, taking effect on March 1st, 2026. Now, it's typical to pay a nightly per-person accommodation tax when visiting Japan, typically between 200 and 1,000 yen, or just $1 to $7 US. With the passing of the recent measure, these rates can jump nearly tenfold for the most luxurious and expensive accommodations. Currently, Kyoto's hotel tax structure looks like this. Less than 20,000 yen, you'll pay $1.25. Up to 50,000 yen, you'll pay $3.25. And above 50,000 yen, you'll pay $6.50. Beginning with this new tax on March 1st, 2026, the new rates will increase to the following. Up to 6,000 yen, we'll pay $1.25. Up to 20,000 yen, we'll pay $3. Up to 50,000 yen, you'll pay $6.50. Up to 100,000 yen, you'll pay $26.25, and anything over 100,000 yen will pay $65.50. As you can see, the current tax rate is capped at $6.50, while the new tax rate is capped at $65.50, a 10-time increase for the most luxurious accommodation. Now, this might not seem like a big increase for most travelers who book mid-range accommodations, but for those budget-conscious travelers, any increase can affect their decision. And don't forget, this new tax is per night and per person. Not only has Japan implemented more taxes and fees, but you'll also pay more for the Shinkansen trains after the Japan Rail Service increased the rates by 70% in 2023. Prices went from 29,650 yen to 50,000 yen on just a 7-day pass for the standard car fare. It was a given to purchase the rail pass when traveling on the Shinkansen inside Japan, but that's no longer the case. You'll need to make several trips to see a benefit from the new tier pricing. But if you're only going between Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka, it's probably best to just purchase the single ride tickets. A new opportunity that may help you save on those higher Shinkansen prices is through Japan Airlines, which is currently offering free domestic travel to any of the over 60 domestic airports that they fly when you book your international flight. Now, you must make your international and domestic connections reservation together. If you've already purchased your international flight, you will not be able to add the domestic connections later. You'll also have to make your first domestic connection within Japan within 24 hours of arriving, but you can always come back to Tokyo if you wish, if that's where you land first. This offer encourages tourists to explore other parts of Japan, such as Hokkaido, Fukuoka, and Okinawa. One other great perk with this promotion: the same international luggage allowance applies to your domestic flights, which includes 2 free bags up to 50 pounds each. Many temples, shrines, and historical sites such as Himeji Castle will or already have implemented a tourist surcharge and dynamic pricing. You may find higher entrance fees for foreign tourists compared to local residents, sometimes as much as double. For example, the current price is 1,000 yen for entry into Himeji Castle, and the proposed tourist charge would jump to 2,500 yen. You'll also see similar price structures for tourists and ski resorts in northern Japan. The fee to climb Mount Fuji doubled in July of 2025 to 4,000 yen to reduce the environmental strain on the mountain. They also have added a reservation system and limited the number of daily climbers. Miyajima, near Hiroshima, added a 1,000 yen fee for those entering by boat in 2023. Many other temples, shrines, and gardens will begin experimenting with dynamic pricing, charging more during busier times and less during a slower season. This can be a controversial topic, but it's been a common practice here in the United States for nearly every theme park from Disney and Universal to Busch Gardens and Six Flags. You'll see bigger discounts or cheaper prices for in-state residents and a higher price for out-of-state or international tourists. Honestly, I don't see those extra fees for tourists changing anyone's minds if they want to see a specific site, but it's noteworthy and something to add to your travel budget. Foreign tourists may begin to experience surcharges on dining out as restaurants cite an increase in cost for English language assistance. This practice can be controversial as some businesses claim to have kept pricing the same but offered locals a discount. We'll see how this plays out if it expands to more areas. Japan has also implemented a tourism tax increase on everyone leaving the country, including Japanese residents. The current fee is 1,000 yen, with estimates claiming a 2,000 to 4,000 yen increase in the near future. These fees are automatically calculated into the cost of your airfare or cruise ticket. The date for this increase has yet to be determined. Finally, starting in 2028, an undetermined fee will be charged for all tourists entering the country under the Japan ESTA-style pre-registration system. Currently, visitors can pre-register for free by using the Visit Japan web service to streamline the immigration and customs arrival process. What does this all mean? The reform of tax-free shopping from a point-of-sale reduction to a refund process means you'll need to plan your refunds. You might need to queue at counters, fill out or digitally submit refund forms, present your passport, and ensure goods are sealed and exported. You may need to budget more time at the airport for this process, as lines can be long and slow. It may slightly slow down the shopping experience in the future, especially at busy counters. The new taxes and fees may change the way you travel through Japan in the future if you're on a budget, but it's still not worth missing out on the experience. Meanwhile, the extra tax revenue is intended to help preserve historic sites, maintain infrastructure, manage crowding, and protect the cultural character of tourism zones like Kyoto. So that's your guide for the upcoming tax changes in Japan, from Kyoto's steep new hotel tax to reforms in tax-free shopping and extra fees you might encounter. If you found this video useful, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our travel updates. Comment below on your biggest travel budget concern, and we'll make more videos to help you out. Safe travels and enjoy Japan with fewer surprises and price increases. We'll see you on the next adventure.